You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Joel Thomas Zimmerman of the show.
And your of the show, Evan Aubrey.
Fuck yeah. What are you cracking, Evan?
Oh.
It looks like it's some sort of berries and cream.
Not quite.
I've heard it's thematic.
I mean, I don't know if it actually is, but it is summertime. We're fucking back. The boys are back in town. Time to crack some cold ones.
Wait.
This is a... What?
Okay, so
what's up with my
Evan, you
thematic
did
beard?
pause a little bit. So you
Well,
might need
the
to-
listeners at home don't know that. Watermelon sour is what I got.
Okay, watermelon sour. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Very good, very good. I have a watermelon-based drink as well. It's the Trader Joe's Watermelon Lemonade Sparkling Water from my local Joe's. Evan, Ian, what do you got there? I'll
Not even back for 2 seconds,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
never changes.
I've got a lime LaCroix.
Damn.
But what I need to talk about for a moment is I was in Iowa,
Oh.
and I found on the shelves there a drink I'd been searching for years.
Oh. Whoa.
Well,
Wait, can we guess what kind it is?
Sure.
for logo.
Flat soda.
Flat soda. That's a
give you
good
a hint.
guess.
It's a bubbly water.
For years.
Years. Is it like a flavor of LaCroix, the hidden flavor?
Plain
flavor of
San
something.
Pellegrino.
Yeah.
It's a flavor of something. So
It's a drink.
Is it a sparkling water?
Yes.
Is it a LaCroix?
No.
Is it a Waterloo?
No.
Is it a Polar?
Yes.
Is it the
A-
creamsicle Polar?
No.
What kind of flavor with Polar? Coconut.
You put the lime in the coconut and shake it all up.
It was
Lime,
lime,
lime
and
and
coconut? Oh my god.
lime coconut Polar. Oh, interesting.
Pina
Last time-
colada. Polar colada.
I had this in Massachusetts in 2021.
Oh my god.
And it was like it was in the fridge, and I was like, I don't even like coconut that much. I'll try it. This beverage opened a world to me. It's like, you know how like Doctor Strange can like open up the portals and shit?
Yeah.
That's me with this Polar.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Polar, more like portal opener.
Now you're thinking with Polar.
Yeah.
And I've looked for it, which upon some reflection, I realized by looking for it, I looked at Smith's for it, and it wasn't there. So maybe I need to go to Albertsons. And see
Couldn't
if
possibly be anywhere else.
But found it at the High V in Iowa City. So
Is High V like High C?
no, but it's like a supermarket that has a place you can eat inside of it.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Is it like Costco? Are they all on their knees?
Imagine like a nice Smith's.
I
Kind
can't.
of hard to
Albertsons.
imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
Ourselves.
Imagine Albertsons, but it's got a market grill inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have like an actual sit-down area with booths.
Wow.
Okay.
Hy-Vee.
High
And
V.
you sat down and cracked open the entire case right there.
Yeah.
I told my friend next time he drives to New Mexico, he has to bring me all of them he can fit.
He should just like ship you like a pallet of lime coconut Polar.
Listeners, I will pay you $100 to
Oh
send
my
me
God.
$50 worth of Polar lime coconut.
Seems like a pretty good deal for them.
Yeah. Well, they
Great deal.
have to purchase and ship it. I don't know how much that would cost. Probably a decent amount of money.
You know, it's a better deal than Jeremy gave his friend for getting him the Switch 2. So,
Ooh.
That's for
Oh,
fucking
we're
sure.
still fucking on this.
nope.
That's canonically that's where the listeners are at. They're like
That's
they
true.
don't know what else has been happening in the world.
Yeah, the
or,
world
you
stops
know,
when
they
this
wake up-
podcast ends.
I want to. Our last episode came out after I have acquired the Switch 2, so they
Exactly.
know that.
No, but that's
worked out
still
fine.
what we're known for in their eyes is talking about the line controversy, whether or not you did or did not cross the boundaries of line etiquette on launch day for Switch 2.
Yes, and we
And
talked
you
about
know-
how my boss said that it did break the rules.
Yes.
You know, we're one to beat a dead bit a little bit. So,
We love champing at this bit, if you will, kind of situation. Now, I will say, one of the reasons we've been gone for a month, variety of travel amongst the I Choose You crew. While I was gone, this was relayed to me by a third party. At work, my boss was giving a meeting.
Were they talking shit about you?
No, he
Jim?
wasn't talking shit, but this is what happened. So
Fired.
he was giving a staff meeting, like everyone in the library was there, and he was like, doing a little presentation, asking people to report out what their division was doing and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, is this the Friday where Jeremy brings Mario Kart? And he's like, I guess not. He's not here right now.
wow.
And listeners, my boss is hooked on me bringing Mario Kart in.
Hooked on me.
Yes.
Singing Mario Kart.
Yes, to the
Call HR.
Yeah, the donut hour on Fridays. So
I really
it all
hope
worked
that
out in
this-
the end.
I really, really hope you take this the right way. But I hope that this creates a quid pro quo situation in the workplace where, like, you are able to, like, climb the ranks based on how often you bring in your Switch 2 for Mario Kart and let them win, I think is probably the biggest thing.
I see a promotion in your future.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But also, if you don't, like,
You get
the
demoted.
days are numbered.
Yeah.
Get sent to the basement.
Yeah, well, I think so far my deal with my boss is that if I bring in the Switch 2 with Mario Kart for Donut Hour, the donuts should be real fine, nice donuts. You know what I'm
happens-
saying?
What if your boss like confiscates your Switch?
Oh,
Yeah,
What-
no games
what-
at work.
Yeah.
It was just a ploy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, so it will probably never happen. That's how life goes.
Jeremy's boss, you have the chance to do the funniest thing for this podcast.
Is he cutting in line if he takes my Switch?
No.
Oh my
Justified.
god, no. Justice.
Yeah.
Justice
Justice is served.
For whom justice is served?
That one dude who didn't buy a Switch.
Just
In
one.
line.
I don't look. All I'm saying is that Switch 2, it's out. I've used it. I've played it for over the course of the past month. I've enjoyed my time with Mario Kart. Obviously, next week is Donkey Kong, so I'm excited for that.
Obviously.
But yeah, that's about it on that front. I really have like.
Well, let me ask you this, Jeremy. I've seen a little bit of discourse in the gamosphere, or at least just whatever pops up on Instagram, because I have been watching Mario Kart videos, like, because they're watching someone who's really good at this Mario Kart is crazy.
Yes.
Like, it's like a whole other game.
Yeah. You can do a bunch of flips and wall runs and jumps and things like that. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, but because of that, I was also recommended these videos where people were saying they regretted their Switch 2 purchase, that it didn't really have many games to play on it, and that it wasn't really worth all the hassle. So I have to ask you this, Jeremy. Do you regret your Switch 2 purchase?
No.
Boom.
Boom.
Viral video
Yeah, I
don't know.
just dropped.
I said that about my PS5, and it's just sitting there.
Well, I will say this. Yes, Mario Kart is the only Switch 2 game I have played specifically on the Switch. I've played some older games that run better now, like some of the Zelda games. Still planning on playing Pokemon Scarlet and or Violet at some point, but there's another Pokemon game coming out this year, so it's like I might want to pace that out kind of situation. So yes, I can understand that that perspective. which is that Mario Kart's great and all, but it is a game that is more kind of like in the past weeks I've played it in a social setting more than at home as a kind of experience. I have not perfected my mad skills quite to the extent as people obviously on Instagram. But I will say this, Mr. Kong is going to greet us next week. And I'm pretty...
Get your bongos ready.
Yes, my Kong is ready. And I think that game looks very promising. It's basically the equivalent of a new 3D Mario game kind of situation. So it's by the people who made the previous Mario game. So I'm very excited for that. And I get it, but like a month between Mario Kart and this, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. Also, I was busy traveling. Yes, Ian.
Kind of funny that so you're saying they did Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
And yet we don't have a Donkey Kong in New York City game.
Ooh. So
that kind of gets a little bit close to the King Kong.
Yes.
In like,
but he has a tie.
I feel like IP.
But he has a tie. It's fine.
Well, he has a tie, but
and he's
in
musically
New York City.
inclined.
Yes.
But he's got like
King Kong
Pauline
musically
is like
inclined.
Yeah, he's got bongos. And he raps. He's got a gun.
Yeah, he's
Wait, no. See, you're talking about Donkey Kong. King Kong is different.
Yes.
Yeah, King Donkey Kong. Destroying
don't
Japan.
think- Yeah.
This is where we need to get someone like Michael Woods on the case,
Yes.
because now we're getting into one IP is getting confused for the other just by mentioning New York as a possible like location.
So you're saying like they brought this idea and the guys in legal were like, we can't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, exactly.
Donkey Kong cannot be in an urban environment.
Well, obviously
Similar.
Donkey Kong started in an urban environment with he climbs up the building, with Pauline, and you as Mario have to rescue her.
But he's inside the building.
No, he's outside. It's a construction site.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The inside is outside.
No, I will say there was famously a court case in the 80s where the producers of the King Kong movies sued Nintendo and saying this is too much like King Kong. Obviously, their big thing is that his name is Kong, and that really doesn't have anything to do with large monkeys, except with associating in one's mind King Kong as a kind of relationship. And they won that court case in the 80s. Nintendo did, so obviously they got to keep Donkey Kong as a name. Also, I don't remember I don't remember the exact details of this, and this might be true or not. But some speculate that the reason he's called Donkey Kong was that there is a mistranslation or a malapropism where they originally wanted his name to be Monkey Kong, and there was a kind of
missed it by that much.
Yes, kind of like some sort of lost in translation thing where the M became a D and it's a Donkey Kong kind of thing. So, but yeah, that's how we got DK. Also, Donkey Kong was originally designed to be a Popeye video game where you played as Popeye. Donkey Kong was Bluto and Pauline was Olive Oil.
What the fuck?
Yes. So they designed Donkey Kong was designed as Popeye, and then at the last second, the people who owned the rights to Popeye were like, we don't want to do this anymore. What? And they pulled out, and they had to make all the characters in Donkey Kong original characters. That's how we got Donkey Kong, Mario, and Pauline.
Although I hear if you didn't want the Konami code into the new Switch game, Donkey Kong down some spinach.
Instead of bananas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Donkey Kong. Any other questions?
That's just blowing my mind. I feel like there's an alternate universe where they got a Popeye game instead of Donkey Kong, and Mario was never born.
Yes, basically. Or maybe Popeye is Mario now. Like, everyone is like, spinach, and it's like...
that's crazy.
And
like, they know him for being a video game
Yes.
character, not for being a cartoon character.
Yes, 100%. And it's like, children have, wear Popeye hats. They have Popeye tattooed on their arms.
Super Popeye Bros.
Yes.
Super Popeye Galaxy.
Yes. I don't know if they would call it Super Popeye, but it's because it sounds kind of
Super Popeye 64.
Yes.
My favorite game of all time.
Popeye Kart.
Oh, good.
If you could play as Popeye in Smash Bros,
Yes.
That would
that'd
be
be pretty fucking sweet.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, he does like punching people.
That's what he does best.
It is what he does best.
All he knows is violence.
Yes, all he knows.
This is just weird. I don't like this, Jeremy. This is too much. Like, you can't replace this now iconic character with the possibility that could have been this other iconic character that's a completely different like media franchise and like era in my mind. Like, that's just too much.
Yeah. Giant Popeye plushes fill the stores. Popeye waifu pillows.
Ooh. Tanuki Popeye.
Yeah, Tanuki Popeye.
Oh, yes.
There's got to be some art of that already.
Let's go.
That jaw just sticking out.
Yes. And his chin does look like a scrotum. I will say that.
Whose doesn't?
I mean,
But yeah, that's some fun video game history for y'all, kind of thing. So, anyway, Pokemon, cooking, eating them. And do we have any more, business? Yes, Ian.
Pause.
Yes.
I have very important business.
Okay.
Oh,
Waiting months to discuss this.
okay.
I have a fajita update.
Oh, shit.
please enlighten
Wow.
us.
Is there another restaurant added to the hit list?
No, it's the same fucking one.
You went back?
Roasted.
Listeners, let me paint you a picture. I had to separate myself via time and space from this incident to be cool enough to talk about it on the show without getting, too rated R.
Uh-oh.
But imagine yourself in a car with Jeremy Zelick.
I can imagine
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm there.
You just finished a weekend of whitewater rafting.
Oh, okay.
You're sopping wet. You're tired. You're sunburnt.
Oh.
You pull up to one Gabriel's, located in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Well, sort of Santa Fe, New Mexico. What do you call it? Is that part of Santa Fe?
I'd call it Pewaukee.
Yeah.
Pewaukee. Thank you. And you think, a warm seat to rest my weary bones, chips and salsa and guac to stave off my insatiable hunger.
Tableside guac.
A table side, which is always good. Can't talk anything bad about the guac.
You can't,
The
you
guac
can't guac talk this one.
Yeah. Guac Talk will be my new project.
Guac Talk already exists, and Guac Talk will be hearing about this episode.
Yes.
I wasn't even going to order the fajitas. I thought, maybe I should be done. And Jeremy will attest to this. You couldn't hear the person next to you talking because the restaurant was a buzz,
Filled.
a sizzle with fajita sounds from all corners.
Yes.
Everyone was getting the
wow.
fajitas. It was loud. It was beautiful.
It's a true Oprah Winfrey moment. Everyone
Yeah.
was, you get a fajita.
Yeah, it's like the Kung Fu Fighting song, but with fajitas.
Yeah, we were as soon as we walked into the restaurant door, we could hear the sizzle of fajitas.
You could hear it from the parking lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Measured on the Richter scale.
Yes.
So
It's like what we said. If everyone ordered fajitas, it would have to register as an earthquake.
And so I thought, okay, it's got to happen. I can get my fajitas. They're going to be sizzling this time. It's going to be awesome. In fact, Jeremy's friend sitting next to me also ordered fajitas.
Double confirmation,
They come out to the table.
What kind of fajitas were they?
I believe I got the steak and she got the chicken.
Okay, so there was the variables were accounted for.
Yes.
And what took place when the waiter put my plate down was kind of like having a stillborn baby delivered to your table. Because
oh my god, that's terrible.
there was not a cry to be heard.
Jesus Christ.
Gotta
It was
spank
all
it
quiet
once.
Yeah.
on the fajita front.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's all quiet on the fajita front yet again.
Yes.
Hers made some noise.
Yes.
Mine, dead fucking silent. Jeremy,
I was there.
you were witness.
See, here's the crazy thing, and I think we have just established that for whatever reason, there is a fajita vendetta that is being waged against one Ian Davis by the fine restaurateurs of New Mexico. Because, again, we walked in, we heard not one, not two, but many fajitas sizzle past us as we went to our table. And the other person on their table wasn't loud, but it was sizzling. There was a sizzle to the other fajita at our table. But Ian's fajita and Ian's fajita alone lacked the sizzle.
You're like, no, sir. I said I'll have what they're having.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, some further points. The number of tortillas they give, fucking pathetic. They give you like 3 little corn tortillas and this big plate of veggies and meat. And you know what? I was so defeated in that moment. Didn't even ask for more tortillas. I was like, oh, is this how I'm supposed to eat? I'm supposed to fill these 3 and then take the rest to go so it gets more cold? Sure, Gabriel's. Is that how you fucking expect me to eat this dog shit you're putting in front of me? Fuck this restaurant. The listeners,
All the hits keep
it was
coming.
already pretty quiet in there.
Yeah.
Okay? So I know that the I choose you, like, anti-bump is working. It's time to shut this place down. It's
Shut
over.
him down.
Pull the plug. It's over.
Yeah.
Gabriel's is dead to me.
Yes.
Wow. Never again.
Yeah.
Never
There you
again.
go.
I was
Sorry,
honestly surprised
everybody.
you made it
I
a
had a
second
nice
time.
meal. It was pretty good.
What's that like, Jeremy?
It was great. I enjoy my time eating
What'd you get?
delicious tableside
What'd you eat?
guacamole.
What'd you eat?
What did I have? Like enchiladas. It was good. We were Ian. You mentioned being in Iowa. Obviously, you're in Iowa. I was in California. Is there any other food-related activity that you partook in on your trip that you want to shout out?
I'm gonna give an I choose you bump to the state of Iowa.
The whole state?
The entire state.
The entire state, especially the corn.
Take a year from now, look at the tourism numbers for Iowa and note the huge ramp up
Yeah.
after this episode drops.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going.
The corn is knee high by
Can we go to the
May
reason
1st.
why the state of Iowa is getting
Yeah.
the like critically acclaimed I choose you bump?
Good food.
Good food, really.
I enjoyed where the High V, they had like a Chinese
Good
section.
Chinese food
It was good.
in Iowa?
Good
In a grocery store?
In a grocery store.
Wow.
It was I would say it was like about at or slightly above Panda Express level.
Okay.
Okay.
Way cheaper.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay,
So-
cheaper. I think that's the big thing here.
Big bang for the buck, and it was pretty good. I went to a all you could eat buffet that was like Asian inspired. Delectable. The coconut shrimp,
wow.
really good. Like the desserts were good. They had all you could eat hibachi in there. Just fill up your
All
plate
you could
with your-
eat. Did they just have one guy always back there?
no,
popping
one more
shrimp out
volcano.
of his mouth?
3 of them.
Oh my god.
So I would go back to there. I had a cookie that was stuffed with a brownie inside,
Wow.
and it was
Whoa.
hot. It was like this
brookie.
big.
See,
Yeah.
that's on par with Iowa food.
That was good.
Did you eat any corn?
No,
Okay.
but I bet it's good.
But I'm sure you had some corn products.
Yes.
Oh, corn and corn products.
Yes.
No.
Wow. Okay. Iowa, you're on my list. The good one, not the shit one.
Yeah. The part of Iowa everyone loves. Anyway.
Ian, what part of Iowa? Sorry.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa City.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I'll see you there, fans.
Yes.
Fan meetup.
Yes.
Fan meet up in Iowa.
Meet up in Iowa City. Yep.
Live show.
Yeah. I spent a good 2 weeks in the mountains of California, looking at them Yosemites and sequoias and what have you. Actually, food options were not always on the high end because, you're in the mountains kind of situation. We it was a lot of we packed sandwiches to go eat during the day and kind of thing. And, it was pizza at the hotel that offered us pizza kind of situation, as always. But I will shout out a nice-ish restaurant in Mammoth Lakes, California that I enjoyed, which was called The Warming Hut, which was they just had a variety of food options, but it was all very good. It's definitely worth checking out if you're ever in that part of the world. And if you're ever in the mountains of California, very pretty. Lots of peaks and valleys and waterfalls and rivers and things like that. So Yosemite, thumbs up from me. So there you go. That's my food related thing. Nothing too crazy, unfortunately. Was
the hut in fact warm?
It was warmer than it was outside, and it was actually fairly chilly outside because it was raining a little bit. So the outside temperature was low 60s, overcast, raining kind of situation. So that day, nice. So it's definitely warm on the inside, and that's really what matters. I think.
Did the locals refer to it as the hut?
Can't outwarm the hut.
Yes. I don't think anyone eating there was a local, if I had to guess. Okay. Given it's a small ski town in the mountains. But yeah. Let's get on to our fucking regularly assigned... Oh, Ben, you adopted a cat, and that's what's been making that noise for the listeners.
Yeah, if you've been hearing purring, it's because I have a kitten breastfeeding right now.
What?
Don't say that.
No, please
Nobody wants that.
But look...
All right.
He loves to sleep with his head up against my bosom.
I guess that's the kind of show we are now.
Yes.
Anything to get the listeners, right?
We can make this into an OnlyFans.
Ben, can you make your screen the thumbnail for this episode?
Yeah, we have a cute animal on the show.
But I'll censor the part where his face is.
Whoa.
Yeah, blur it out.
Yeah. I will say this.
Well, I will say one thing about this cat that is kind of related to the show. His name.
And what is his name, Ben?
His name is Dijon, also known as DJ, also known as DJ Mustard, also known as Mustard.
I prefer saying Dijon.
Dijon.
If you're feeling fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's very spicy mustard looking. That's the palate.
What are you doing to this cat?
Oh, showing us his bits?
He really lets us do anything.
Jelly
with him,
cat.
honestly.
Yeah.
We had a party over the weekend, and there ended up being some kids at the party, which I didn't really expect that at all.
Not a fan.
But they were holding him around and throwing him around. He was doing fine.
Oh, jeez. Throwing cats now?
I will let the listeners know that I am also currently in the process of adopting a cat that my coworker was fostering. And
Is this the office cat?
This is the office cat, and it will be moving into my apartment in 2 weeks.
It's official.
Yes.
Better start paying rent.
Let's go.
You better start paying rent. Yeah, no. It's definitely not going to increase how much money I spend.
And Jeremy,
Yes.
what's the name of the cat?
The name of the cat on the adoption website is Pico de Gallo.
But what's the real name?
The real name of the cat is going to be Umbreon.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
Because
cute.
it's a black cat.
Oh, that's cute.
Now, Jeremy,
Yes.
I do have to legally ask you this.
Yes.
How would you cook and eat your cat?
You fry it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, Umbreon or Lord Umbra, Master of Shadows, will be joining me in 2 weeks. I don't think he'll really add anything to the show besides maybe knocking over a glass of water.
What? No, you can hold your kitten while it purrs. And I can
you could
hold
breastfeed
my
it too.
kitten
Put it
while
in my
it's
little
breastfeeding.
pocket.
God.
Yeah, and we can have them talk to each other through the podcast.
I don't think they understand telecommunications.
Jeremy.
We'll have to put the headphones on.
Yes.
You're right. Exactly. They won't be able to
Yes,
hear each
that's
other
right.
unless we put the headphones on.
But yeah, kitten update. I'm getting a kitten. Please.
Beep beep.
Peep peep.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm basically for the last 5 years, I should get a pet. And then, I've been traveling a lot, all that kind of business. But now I'm like, yeah, I'll take this one. It's very nice.
Jeremy, your life is about to get so much better. Yeah, everything will be so much more entertaining because you'll look down on the ground every few minutes while you're doing whatever you're doing and be like, holy shit, that thing is freaking out. It's doing something incredible. I need to stop doing what I'm doing and film this motherfucker, and then he'll stop doing whatever.
Yeah, but what if I'm in the middle of like an intense round of Mario Kart, and then the cat like turns
Cat
off
doesn't
my
give
system?
a fuck. Yeah.
Then you'll be like, I can't stay mad at you, Umbra Lord of Shadows.
Yes, he is the Lord of Shadows after all.
Those are just the pains of becoming a parent, Jeremy.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
You have to lose yourself.
Ego death when you become a kitten parent.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. Here's how I imagine owning a pet will go, as I have owned pets before, is I'll get up, I'll feed the cat, water the cat, clean the cat's litter box, pet the cat, play with the cat, and then go to work, and then I'll come home and do the same thing.
And
with
then
the
your
cat.
apartment will be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Switch 2 will be torn to shreds.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna go after my Switch too. I have a friend who has a friend who works for a like pet distribution center in Denver. I was like, and he was like, they just have like surplus stuff. Do you want them to send it to you? And I was like, sure, I guess. And he's like, okay, it's coming to your house in like a week and a half. And I was like, what is it? And I was like, I don't know.
Surplus kitten
Yeah,
stuff?
just like pet stuff will be sent to me. So I don't know what it is. But one thing I will be getting is a Pokeball themed cat tube. So
Nice.
there you
That's perfect for Umbreon.
Yes.
Will it get smaller?
Will my cat get smaller or the tube?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Shrink
it shrinks when it goes inside? Yes. 100% shrink gate.
That's going to be a lot harder once it gets bigger.
Yes. But yeah, there you go. Life update. And we fucking caught people up with our lives. It's been a month. It's okay. But yeah,
It's time to get down to brass tacks.
fucking eating Pokemon. Let's do it. Each week on I Choose You, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. Bring in recipes to describe how we would cook and eat it, and then we share those recipes, and then we vote on them, and then the best person wins. This week's Pokemon is Tandemaus, the couple Pokemon. It's PDA season on I Choose You. So yeah, it's the mouse, and there's two of them, and then it evolves into Mousehold. First of all, I want to say these two Pokemon have very funny names.
Mousehole? What?
Mousehold.
Mouse hold. Make sure you pronounce the end of it.
You're a fucking mouse hole.
Yeah, Mousehold. Mousehold, and it's so Tandemaus. There's two of them. Mousehold. It had children, and now there's four of them. Which
There's
is funny.
4?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's a house. Oh, a household.
Yeah, Mousehold, Household. It's very funny. I told you it was funny. That's a good joke.
That's good.
But yeah, I don't remember who won because that was a month ago. But let's just go in fucking order. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
Okay. Well, I was thinking of making some. Let me just pull up the Pokemon so I can remember exactly. I'm gonna make you some tantalizing white vanilla mousse cake.
Mouse cake.
Mouse cake.
Here it is.
Not mouse cake, mousse cake.
Mousse.
All right.
So it's like mousse as in the dessert item, but
Yes.
spelled like mouse.
Well, no. If you want to visualize it, it will be spelled mousse.
One less. Yes.
But it will be using Tandemaus, and it will be tantalizing.
Tandemaus.
Yes, exactly. So, for that, there's three like main things involved with this white mousse cake, which is first you have to make white chocolate mousse, then you have to make the cake, and then you have to make the frosting, the buttercream frosting. So it's quite the process. First making the main thing though that we'll really be focusing on with Tandemaus is making the mousse. And so to make the white chocolate mousse, you will need to make it a couple days in advance, and you'll kind of whip together white chocolate chips and heat them for a little bit until they're just melted. And then you set that aside, add some heavy cream, sugar, vanilla extract, and salt, and then whisk that with a stand mixer. And then you will want the whipped cream. You want it to get really thick, and that usually takes a couple minutes. So then you're gonna fold the cream into the white chocolate with a spatula after whipping it together, so it's kind of getting a little bit of a whipped texture, and then you kind of like do it with a hand, more of a gentle kind of smoothing. And then you have to let that refrigerate for at least 2 hours, but it's probably good to do it like even maybe like the night before or something like that. And then I was thinking for actually using the Tandemaus, we could kind of condense it down for butter. We could use it for butter in like kind of a lard sense of the word. You know what I mean?
Lard sense of the word.
So, and that's going to be your cake. The butter that you use for your cake base is Tandemaus butter. And yeah, you're just going to add that to a bowl with some sugar, whisk it together until you get into a nice whipped light dough. Mix in some egg whites, get that with some flour. And then once that's all kind of put together, you're going to want to add some the cake flour, like I said. And then you're going to want to add some sour cream, oil, and vanilla extract. And so then you're mixing, you're dividing into cake pans, and then you're going to bake it for 40 minutes. So you're going to end up with like a nice moist cake base. Then you're going to add add it all together with the frosting. So then you stack the cake layers, put some frosting in between to put the cake layers together, and then on the top you're going to put the mousse. And so you'll end up with, I'm thinking, since there's 2 Tandemaus, 2 layers of cake per thing with a little bit of frosting in between, a layer of mousse on top. And I feel like on the very top of the cake you can make a little drawing of the Tandemaus just to make it extra tantalizing.
Oh, tantalizing. When you eat this,
you can tell that's really where I drew most of my inspiration
is the word tantalizing
is the first part of the Pokemon's name. Yes.
Ian, what do you got?
Yes, no, Ian, go ahead.
Could this be a wedding cake and you have little toppers that are like the mice?
I hadn't even really thought about that, but that's a great idea because it's going to be very on theme from a decor perspective. Like it's going to be a white cake. And then, yes, there is something very like monogamous about the origins of this cake, as it were. So I feel like it would make a lot of sense in a wedding context to utilize it, and then have like little Tandemaus toppers and like they've got like tuxedos or dresses on or whatever the fuck.
I was going to say, when you're eating this cake with your partner, do you have to have like your hand, you have to hold someone's hand, and or if you let go of someone, you
got to do
eat
the wedding cross.
Yes.
Where you're feeding each other
Yeah.
all the time. You're not allowed to feed yourself this cake.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is part of it. If you're going to eat this cake, it's a very communal experience, and you have to be holding someone's hand or feeding them for it to
To
count.
Yeah,
I was going to say, but I don't know. I think cake counts anyway, but it's just it means something different if you're holding hands.
It means something loose when you're holding hands.
The flavors really connect better when you're holding hands with someone.
When you're holding hands, it becomes more flavorful. That's an interesting idea. Maybe it's half as flavorful when you're not holding hands, and then when you hold hands, it unlocks the flavor power.
You get the ratatouille, right?
Yes. Yeah. Interesting.
So anyway, that's my cake recipe. My Tandemaus cake recipe.
Sounds good. Ian.
So, I'm the Joel Thomas Zimmerman of this episode because similar to the Tandemaus, I'm also Deadmauss.
Is that what
There
his
it is.
actual
the
name
middle,
is?
the middle name
Tandemaus
threw me
is-
off. I
yeah.
was like, who
Real
is
name,
this?
government name?
Names. You went up to him after a show and was like, what is your government name?
What is his government name?
Mr. Mao 5 or whatever you say to him.
The name Deadmau5 originates from an incident with his computer. While chatting with a friend on his computer, it abruptly shut off, and when Zimmerman started to dismantle it, he found a dead mouse that had chewed wires inside. Zimmerman then became known as, quote, the dead mouse guy among friends.
Hey, at least he was able to turn that into a successful musical career.
We all gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna make for you today is called Matambre. So
What is
it's
it?
Matambre.
And what is that? I don't know. what it is.
Matambre.
Yep.
That's it.
That's-
It's Argentinian style stuffed beef.
Ooh, all right.
beef. Interesting.
So this is Tandemaus.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
You need 1.5 pounds of normally flank steak, but of course Tandemaus.
Mouse
Yeah.
steak.
olive oil, garlic, vinegar, lime juice, salt and pepper. And then, so what this is you basically you're taking this flank steak, you pound it really flat, and then you like load it with shit and roll it up, and then like cut it into slices.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Okay. Nice.
shit.
Okay.
Are they like tiny Wellingtons, sort of?
Kinda. The filling is gonna be carrot, red pepper, spinach, eggs, hard-boiled eggs, beef stock, bay leaf, thyme, garlic, onion.
Hard-boiled eggs.
You'll see.
You'll all see.
You'll see.
Step 1. Butterfly the Tandemaus and open it like a book. Then
Ew, I don't like that.
then pound the meat.
Okay, so that makes more sense when you're talking about like a flank steak because it's kind of flat. But when you're talking about like a full animal, that's pretty hardcore.
We're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
Place the meat in a plastic container and add the olive oil, garlic, lime juice, vinegar, salt, pepper. You marinate that, okay? 3 hours or overnight. Laid out on the work surface, you're going to top it with the spinach, red pepper strips, carrots, and cooked eggs in the center of the meat. You're going to roll the meat to enclose everything, tie with kitchen string. And then in a saucepan, heat the olive oil. You add the rolled meat and brown it on all sides. Then you transfer that to the oven, adding the beef stock, thyme, garlic, onion, and bay leaf. 350 for an hour and 15. Let it rest. Remove the string. You cut it into slices, and you can serve it hot or cold. It looks like this.
Oh, that egg is just hanging out in there.
Yeah.
I thought this was like chopped up egg, but no, it's just like throw an egg.
Yeah.
Right in there.
Is this sounds like a good opportunity for the egg log, would you say?
What does that mean?
Hold on. I'll get a picture of the egg log for you.
The egg's on the inside,
Yeah.
so it's more like a mouse log, I guess. But that's my
Egg log.
recipe.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, this would
kinda.
be fucking perfect for the
Ew.
if ever there
Wrap
was
it
a
around
use
the
for
egg
it.
log.
Tandemaus. Any questions?
I guess. So, okay, I'm still just caught up on this hard-boiled egg situation part of it.
Yeah, what's your problem?
It's a hard-boiled egg that you put in there and then cook for an hour and 15 minutes?
I mean, to get it that
Well-
way, yeah.
Because here's the problem: the egg can't be in the shell when you wrap it, so it does need to be solid in some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's way more time than you could ever cook an egg. I don't know. I'm not like I'm not disputing the
I
Argentinian
think-
people's
Sounds like you
tradition
are.
of stuffed beef.
Ben walks into Buenos
Matambre.
Aires and is like, listen up, I don't get it. And you cut open one of them and it's like, this egg.
I just didn't realize that you could cook an egg for so long.
You probably just
know?
don't cook it like hard boiled. You probably like soft boil or something, right? Just enough to get the shell off. And then
I don't
it
know.
cooks the rest of the way
I don't
through.
want to, cast any doubt on the deliciousness of your recipe because it does look pretty good. I'm just confused.
Or you do that thing with
genuinely.
hard-boiled eggs to get the shell off, where you like poke a hole and you blow through it. Except you do that through the entire meat tube, and all the shells just blow out.
We don't just leave the shell in the meat tube and have no egg.
I am looking through the comments on this recipe to see like if there's any, and all of them are 5 stars, and all of them are just, wow, what a great idea, or this looks great, but
They've
like
never
nobody's
tried
actually,
I looked this up on Google Images to see what other matambres would be greeting me, and this one has some serious egg.
Oh, wow! Oh
Wow,
my god!
whoa.
Wait, is the middle egg or are all the little things
The
also egg?
middle is egg.
Whoa!
Juliana in 2010 at 1:28 a.m. says, "Yummy, like the hard-boiled eggs in it." Smiley face.
All right,
All right.
it's the best midnight snack.
Yeah.
She finished eating that at 1:40 a.m.
Yep. And she started
I'll let
at
someone
like
know.
8.
And everyone's just, all of these are just like, wow, the egg looks fucking great. Love the colors.
Good fucking job on that egg, man.
I'm ready
Oh.
to be wrong. I mean, prove me wrong that eggs should be cooked for over an hour. I just that doesn't make any sense to me.
I think in this situation, it's like the egg is in something, and thus the cooking process can be extended because there's a bunch of other things that are.
Yeah, it's like
interfacing.
moist
there's-
enough in there that it's
Yeah.
not overcooked.
Yeah.
The broth,
Yeah.
I think, like shields it from.
Yeah, keeps it juicy.
Yeah. Okay, these are making sense.
Okay. Looks great.
Grease
All I
from
can
the outside of the meat. Yeah, I'm sure it all evens out. I don't want to cast any doubt. I'm just like appalled by that amount of time.
I mean, if you just stuck like an egg in the oven for an hour, that would probably be bad.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's not good. I mean, as far as I can
It's
understand.
got a meat shield. We're fine.
Yeah,
But it has a meat
yeah,
shield.
as do we all. Well, Ian, could you make these matambres into like little like boot shaped, so they're like little cowboy boots,
Tell me more.
and then you like cut them.
Tell me more.
These slices them, and the egg is like the bone.
What? Tell me less.
Oh my god. I'm like,
Take it all back.
I can't believe I'm seriously considering the physics of how to cook these eggs, and you're like, what if you made it into a boot and the eggs were like the toes?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? I'm all for like imagination, but like we gotta stay rooted in reality. Okay.
All right.
I know you'd like for there to be eggs in your boat for the bones in this
There's
meat
eggs
boot,
in my
but I
bones.
just don't think that's
The eggs
realistic.
were their bones,
Yeah.
and the bones were.
You can do a bunch. It doesn't have just to be one egg. It could be like a bunch of eggs, and you make like a network of them
Oh
that
my
is like
God.
like a skeletal system.
No.
I'm picturing like these things are only a foot tall. So like when you take the heads off, surely like they're mostly head.
Yeah, there's not much left.
So you take, you're gonna take like the meat,
Uh-huh.
and I'm picturing you have like, the maybe the bottom that you put everything on is one of them, and then you put the other one on top, and then maybe like make it so that it's almost like they're hugging each other with the stuff.
Oh, I see. I see. You're talking about the actual Pokemon now. I still thought you were talking about cowboy boots, and I was like, yeah, they're hugging each other.
No.
Yeah, the cowboy boots.
Yeah. But for your recipe, we could make them hugging each other. The eggs are still the bones of the Tandemaus that you're shaping.
I think in this instance they're hugging each other and they're leaving room for Jesus egg.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. Evan, what's your recipe?
Oh man. All right. Let me turn your attention to the flavor text for Pokemon Violet that says the pair sticks together no matter what. They split any food they find exactly in half and eat it together.
Wow.
So, what else sticks together no matter what but some short ribs? We're making some Tandemaus short ribs in a rack. A rack of 2.
Nice.
And what
Kind of like a McRib
Yeah,
situation.
Yeah, this is the McRib, but like bone in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's in this whole short rib recipe? Some onions, some carrots, some garlic, a little bit of salsa verde, a little bit of chipotle and adobo, some tomato paste, a little bit of peanut butter if you're feeling wild. This gives it a weird creamy flavor that is actually pretty good because it's a little bit mole, right? So there's I totally forgot to mention in the title. But flour, cocoa powder, cumin, coriander, chili powder, smoked paprika, oregano, some beef broth and red wine, and a cinnamon stick. And basically, you've got this whole mole sauce cooking up.
Yeah,
And
peanut butter. I was like, wow, that's crazy on short ribs.
Yeah, I forgot it was mole until I read peanut butter. I
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
but
wait a minute.
that makes more sense now. I was imagining just like,
Just some peanut
Yeah.
ribs, you know?
Yeah,
It's
peanut
fine.
ribs.
But yeah, so you shuck the mouse as you would to get the ribs.
okay, nice.
Yeah, and just kind of dip those in your sauce as they're going, and basically it's just a coating, right? So you're gonna dip, and then you're gonna toss in a nice like broiler to get it nice and seared and going for a little bit. So they don't have to cook very long. They're small, right? So they'll cook pretty quick. But yeah, you get like nice little tandem ribs, and then you and a friend, like a wishbone at Thanksgiving, can like pull them apart and eat them together.
Excellent. I had short ribs recently, and they were really good. So, short ribs are delicious. So I'm always down for more.
So we haven't talked about this yet, but I think your recipe does bring it together. It's like execute. I think it said it in the flavor text. It's like execute, as in there are multiple beings that are considered one entity,
Connected at
Right.
the tail.
and they're connected at the tail. So they're kind of like a rat king.
Well, they are
not.
like a rat king, but their tails are like hands that they use to hold each other with.
Yeah.
As you'll see on this Pokemon card that helpfully demonstrates this on the page, on the Bulbapedia page. So they can separate. They're not fully fused kind of situation, but they're always holding hands when they want to be together.
It's like Plusle and Minun.
Yes.
But
But those are two
those are
separate
two
Pokemon.
separate Pokemon.
they are, but like these ones are closer. I guess. They're better
It's just
friends.
a little bit like, I don't know. It seems kind of like cheating to include multiple Pokemon that are the one. Like, it's not like each one of these is a Tandemaus. It's like the two of them together touching all the time is a Tandemaus.
It's not called Tandemice.
Ah, exactly.
Fucking crack this one wide open.
I was reflecting on that too, because I like that also. Like comparing them to Execute, it's like Execute, you're like, yeah, eggs are going to get like a single egg.
A dozen eggs
go together,
Eggs
right?
go
Couldn't possibly
like
have
eggs
one.
and eggs. You know what I'm saying?
But they're like mammals, and so I started thinking about it from like almost like a anthropological perspective, where like what a beautiful culture. Like how interesting would it be if like humans were always in twos, and like to the point where like I don't know, like just think about the implications of like living in society where, and I guess a lot of people do live like we do live in twos, but like yes.
Imagine if
they're
people
kind of the-
were in relationships.
They're kind of the Navi of
Yeah, their little tails.
They fuck through their tails.
They
do.
They do have children too. They do fuck.
And I want to talk about this because these fucking mouse holes.
Mouse hole.
Are you saying this because they're assholes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read you the Pokédex entry for the mouse hole. The two little ones, quote, just appeared one day. So like we
God-given.
we really like can't. I get like canonically like the Pokédex entries are written by kids, so maybe they just can't like wrap their head around like their Tandemaus were
Just fucking showed up one day.
Yeah.
I don't know what to.
Like they're like, wow, my Tandemaus is like really round. I don't know what happened, and like gives birth
Yeah.
to the little, like this is just literally a family.
Well, I think the difficulty is that it evolves. Well, it doesn't evolve. They just show up.
Right.
That's how it becomes a mouse hold. Kind of situation. But yes, no, the evolutionary path here is confusing. As a
There's nothing confusing. The little ones come out of the mouse hole.
yeah.
There's nothing confusing about that.
Ew.
So wait, this is an interesting question because if two are Tandemaus, is one just mouse?
Mouse.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of
It doesn't-
mouse.
It doesn't say what happens if you separate them.
I assume they die, right?
It doesn't
no.
say that though, and usually the Pokédex entry makes it very clear if a Pokemon dies.
Here's the thing that it's just bugging me. Like, even Mousehold, that's just four of the same guy. Like, it's
two of
not
them are
like
smaller.
they're different. They're not. They're smaller. Like, everyone is a baby.
I like to think that
right?
it just goes
at
through
one point.
the evolutionary like glow, like oh, what's happening, and then more just like walk into frame.
Like, I just don't understand why this needed to be its own Pokemon.
Because
it
it's
just seems
funny.
like it's a Pokemon.
Because some fucking guy was sitting in an office and was like, mouse hold. That's funny. That's probably why this exists.
That was the intern
Not
Pokemon.
wrong. I just feel like they could have probably made them like instead of Pokemon, like someone could have taken this sketch and like made it like its own like toy franchise or like cartoon or something. You know, it didn't have to be a Pokemon. And it didn't have to be 4 Pokemon that are actually one Pokemon. That's just like, I don't get it, you know?
Reggie said to his son was like, oh, that's a nice drawing. And it's like, Dad, you better put this in the Pokemon game. And Reggie's like, yes, son.
Yeah, that's...
I'll do you one better. I'll put it in twice.
Yeah, there you go.
If I was a drug dealer, I would have a couple of these fuckers around to like
Do your
divide up
bidding.
the goods. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
'Cause it says they can divide stuff perfectly in half.
They do really good at
That's
cutting
useful.
pills.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they might be good at, like, cutting deli meats.
Sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, well, my recipe this week. And mine's a little conceptual, so expand your mind a little bit right now. And because I looked up, this is what I literally did, is I looked up the word tandem recipe, and I was like, am I going to get anything for this? And I didn't, not really, but the recipe that did pop up actually gave me a fun idea. So what we're doing is we're making Tandemaus buttermilk biscuits. Tandemaus buttermilk biscuits. Don't worry about the middle one. Tandemaus
There's 2 of them.
buttermilk.
Tanda
biscuits.
milk?
Yeah, Tandemilk. Tandemilk buttermouse.
Buttermouse biscuits.
Yeah, buttermouse biscuits.
It's all coming
We
together.
can come with buttermouse is pretty good. Buttermouse biscuits. And this recipe has honeycomb butter, which is cute.
Fuck yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make these biscuits. And we're going to actually use our mouse milk to produce them.
Mouse milk.
Kind of situation. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a biscuit. And when you're making the biscuit, you cube your butter, mix your dry ingredients, and all that kind of stuff. But when we bake them, it's going to be in the shape of a singular Tandemaus. And you might be saying, Jeremy, that's crazy. Why would you make a singular Tandemaus biscuit when there's 2 of them? And you'll watch it bake, and it'll get golden brown and delicious. It'll come out warm. And here's what it is. When you get it, you, as Evan demonstrated, you pull it apart, and it's now 2 Tandemauses, or 1 Tandemaus, but there's 2 of them that you have produced from a singular biscuit.
See, you just explaining that is more credit to my point. Like, it's just confusing. What are these guys? What's the singular unit?
There's just more
know?
of them. It's fine.
And on one side of the mouse, you can do half with the honeycomb butter, and on the other side, you can do half with your strawberry compote. You can put it back together, or you can eat like one bite at a time separately of each side of the mouse, if you will, kind of situation. But I think it would be good for a romantic tea time. Perhaps you bake one big one for a couple, split it in half, and they can share in their Tandemaus buttermilk biscuit. Nice. Yes, Ian.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One for each mouse. The first one is...
Well, it's actually technically 2 mouse Tandemaus that you're asking for, because there's...
When I love a flaky layered biscuit. Like stick your thumbs in there and peel that, spread that fucker open.
Yeah, good.
With this one, due to the nature of the mouse milk,
Yeah.
split perfectly in half every time.
Yes, 100%. The implication of the Tandemaus is that it divides evenly.
The tandem milk.
Yeah, the tandem milk
mouse, the
will
butter
cause this tandem milk
mouse.
biscuit to split perfectly in half when you're
The
opening.
DNA strands
Yes.
perfectly split.
Yes. It splits perfectly in half and creates 2 equivalent halves of biscuit. So when you're sharing it with your dear partner, no one's going to miss out on any biscuit.
My second question is, could the tandem milk butter mouse biscuits be somehow treated like cowboy boots?
Fuck. You could make
And the
them in
honeycomb
shape.
butter is like their bone.
Yes. So you could bake a biscuit in a boot shape, I could say. But it's a boot shape, but it's hollow, and you stick the butter in it, and it like melts into the boot.
I just have this vivid image of like if you pull them apart, it comes apart like those paper angels that you cut,
Yes.
right? And there's
Yes.
a few of them.
And it's them holding hands.
Yes.
Yeah, it's them all holding hands.
It's 100% what's happening when you're pulling apart my butter mouse
That
biscuits.
mouse hole.
Yeah, mouse hole.
Yes. Confirmed they don't.
I mean, and that's my recipe.
I mean,
Oof.
yeah. Wow.
Incredible.
All right, time to review.
We said all we needed
The
to
only
say.
thing I was gonna say is just mouse milk, but I don't want to say it, and I don't want to think about it either. So that's. I think we're at that. I think we're at the end of your recipe segment, Jeremy. I think that's where we are.
But it's
Milk
interesting
is a
that you're against mouse milk now. When you brought breastfeeding into this podcast with your cat.
Yeah. Let's unwrap that for a second.
Get them.
That's so totally different. I don't know if you can imagine a different scenario. I'm talking about raising a kitten, a child, a baby, who
Stop trying to justify this.
who craves the motherly bosom that it no longer has. That's totally different from the words mouse milk, which implies and confirms, mice's ability to give milk to their young. And I just don't want to think about that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't want to. I want to think about my cute kitten
Ben's really going
loving
to bat
up
for this
on
cat.
my bosom, not some nasty
All right.
little mouse.
All right,
with
let's keep it.
Yeah,
moving.
keep saying that over and over again.
Just to really take this too far, there's a raccoon themed Instagram account that I follow, and this dude just owns a lot of raccoons. And then out of nowhere, I'm scrolling. It's him trying to breastfeed the raccoon.
That's how you get like the plague.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a bad idea.
Well, okay, so what's the difference between a raccoon
And you.
and your mustard cat?
Okay, when I say here's a little bit of the difference. When I say breastfeeding, quote unquote, I mean he's snuggling up against my chest. I don't mean he's literally trying to latch onto my nipple and squeeze breast milk.
I'm glad you explained that because the listeners can't see what's going on.
Damn it!
Case closed.
Well, now you know. Now all the listeners who really were thinking that was really actually happening now
there was
know.
at least one.
that it was actually a joke.
Hey.
It was actually a joke on this comedy podcast.
In the age of AI,
Yeah.
nothing's a joke anymore.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I guess so.
Well, let's review our recipes. From Ben, we have Tandemaus cake. From Ian, we have matumbre. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Tandematumbre, if you will, kind of situation. From Evan, we have Tandemaus short ribs, and for me, we have Tandemaus buttermouse biscuits. So everyone vote. Everyone should vote anyway in your local elections, but you should also vote on our Pokemon thing.
All right.
And Ben, who's the winner, Mon?
You'll be pleased to know, Jeremy, that you are in fact the winner.
Whoa!
Episode.
Honestly, kind of surprised.
With 2 votes, and Ian got a vote, and Evan got a vote.
Nice.
Wow.
Excellent. Now let's move to Pick'emon, where we pick next week's Pokemon. Evan, can you give me a number between 905 and 1,000?
I most certainly can. Soon. 949.
949. I feel like we might have done this one already, but let me double check. Next week's Pokemon is Toedscruel.
Oh, the tentacruel.
The tentacruel
mushroom.
variation. That's a mushroom.
Okay. We're doing it.
Toedscruel.
I like this one. I don't know if I really like the name, but I like its.
It's the pre-evolution. I love the art for Toedscruel because it's the fucking mushroom that's having the time of its life walking around.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, send in your Toedscruel recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. We'll take any mail that we get sent there. Now let's do the plugging round of the show. Tell us where we can find you on the internet, Ben.
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Instagram, or where you could see me posting pictures of this little kitten that I've been talking about this whole time, or on thefearandnow.tumblr.com. And you should also go to stopice.net, which is a web-based, text-based messaging system for raising awareness about ice raids in your area. So go ahead and check that out. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see me cover it in just a little bit.
All right. Ian, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Musician Davis. You can also check out my website, musiciandavis.com. I am unemployed. I'm a full-time musician.
Let's go!
So if you need any bass tracks, if you want bass lessons, guitar lessons, music of any sort, let me know.
Yeah, there's a difference. You're
pay
not
me.
unemployed. You're self-employed.
Nah, we're all pretending. Am I right?
Evan.
You can follow me and watch me make movies at _Mesa Studio _MESA. Another one coming soon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I snuck into a production meeting I apparently wasn't supposed to see before the show started today.
Yeah, that's good.
Looks
it's gonna be
good. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Velocity Prime 1, on Tumblr, Velocity Prime No 1. Check out my writing at theavocado.org. That's the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zelick. Make sure to check out the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative Fiction. Some might say it's the greatest book club to ever exist. And who am I to disagree? But join up. You can send an email to speculativesf@gmail.com. That's speculativesf@gmail.com to see what we're reading. And if you're in the northern New Mexico, southern Colorado area, if you join, you can get a membership card and get a discount on the books we're reading. That's the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative Fiction. All right, that's the show. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Blue Sky, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok, and Threads. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the Discord. Links are available in the episode description. You can submit recipes, hang out with fellow Choosies, and participate in community events, all on the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store for your enjoyment. That's ichooseyou.menu. And that's been our show, and I've been your host and Dalton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zeelig.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your JT Zimmerman, Ian Davis.
I've been your Evan Aubrey.
And to all the Choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
So you wanna cook and eat over?
Pokemon!
Are you ready for some recipes and
Lots of puns!
I wanna eat the ultimate snack and find the flavors that are bold.
I choose you.
Taste them all with no regret as a prophecy foretold. I wanna eat with Jeremy, Ben, Evan, and Ian too.
I choose you.
Learn to cook and crack some cans.
Use the podcast in your hands.
We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. Put your dish to the test, tastes better than all the rest.
1 dish, 2 dish, red dish, blue dish. Ready for an icy wrap?
Let's do this.
If your soup is missing something, no sweat, my flamigo. You just sprinkle in a little bit of Sprigatito. And if your plate is looking sad and done sparse, just tear up some tarantula. It isn't that harsh. Vroom, vroom, there's a rubber room for all your baddies as we drive to these Pokemon tubes. I scream tail as these iron hands come over me. Those iron juggalists, exactly what I like to see. Slithering, lay back, Excalibur by the pool. And crack the bottle, let your body waddle. Don't be a sleep title, just hit the lotto. Cause this podcast is gold, it's as hot as a capsicum too. So let's kick back, cans crack, for I choose you.
We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all.